Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC out in the woods talking about bags. There's no better thing in life for me, apart from maybe having a few pints. Anyway, we are here today to have a look at this. This is the emergency fanny pack from Agilite. Now I've had to do a few retakes of this because of the overuse of the term fanny, which has a completely different meaning here in the UK, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, so many different countries. Fanny means something else, but we're gonna just kind of skip past that bit. Now this was sent to me early, although this has just come out today. They were good enough to send this to me. Now I'm trying to think, it was definitely 2 months ago, and there's a good chance it was 3 months ago. So I've had some time to kind of get used to this, but I'm happy to say, if you're into these kind of crossbody waist packs, I'm trying to still not use the term fanny, then you know, you kind of know what you're getting with this. But with Agilite being Agilite, you know, it's got their own kind of spin on it. Is that a helicopter flying over? Yeah, of course it is. It's the air ambulance. Hope you can't hear that too much. So let's get into some of the details. Now, as far as the dimensions are concerned, I'll leave these down here, but hopefully you can see this is your typical size that you'd expect for crossbody bag. That if you wanted to, you could actually 100% rock this as a waist pack. It's very common for people to have this across the chest nowadays. We will have a look here, especially you've probably noticed this little rip tab here. So in areas of the world where you can CCW, this has been designed both for everyday carry, but also for concealed carry as well. So if you want to put a pistol into here, we're a little bit more old school because anyway, you'll see in a minute. Yeah, so now as far as colours are concerned, this is available in 4 colours. This one's Ranger Green, there's Coyote, there's Black, and there's also a multicam version. Everything will match, obviously, as far as your webbing and all of the different bits and all accessories that kind of come with this. As far as materials are concerned, as you get with a lot of Agilite's products, all of the materials are, you know, top notch. You've got Cordura on the outside. All of your zips are YKK zips. So there's a few different types of zips on here, or at least the zips are the same, but they've got different ring pulls on here, so that you know, maybe this is my everyday section, but this is my CCW section. All of your buckles on here are solid Woojin plastics, which are excellent plastics. And then on the back, you have this really nice air mesh panel, which again we will get back to. We will get back to in a minute. If you're enjoying today's content and you'd like to support my channel, the easiest way to do that is hitting that like button and also subscribing. If you choose to subscribe today, I'd like to say thank you and welcome to the community. Now back to today's featured content. Now, getting in and around the bag, as we usually do, we'll start on the outside and then we'll have a look what's on the inside. So as far as compartments are concerned, I'm classing this as 2 compartments. Mainly I say compartments. If it's got a double zip like this with an ambi open, I consider that to be a compartment. Here this has a double zip ambi open, whereas on the front here this is a single zip, so I'm just going to call that a pocket. So you have 2 main compartments. You have a main compartment, your CCW compartment, and then you have a small pocket here on the front. Now quickly, just getting on to the bottom here before we go into the actual pack, there is some cutouts here. So if you need to use this to carry something like a tourniquet, then what you can do is you can pass some bungee through here underneath, slip it through there, through that side, and then you can put a tourniquet on the bottom here. Or if it is that you don't need to concern yourself, you're not in a world where you're worried that you might get shot potentially, you can put some bungee through the bottom here. You can take a water bottle out with you. If you're in a pretty temperate part of the world, maybe you want to put a small umbrella on the bottom there. You know, the world is absolutely your lobster when it comes to that. But I do like the fact that they've added this on here. I think that's quite a nice feature. I think for small crossbody bags like that, not a lot of companies do. A lot of companies feel that they need to, but I think for the fact that this can be used for CCW, especially if you're going to have a tourniquet in the bottom, it perfectly makes sense. Now coming through to the front here, you have a really large hook and loop section on here. So rather than, a lot of companies will just throw on like a small section like that, With Agilite, they've just thrown a massive one on here. That way, if you need to use this as a grab bag, maybe it's something that you keep in your truck, maybe it is that you've got your CCW, so you've got something that you've maybe something on the front of it. I guess you probably wouldn't do that, because that would just be like, hey, look at me, I'm carrying a gun kind of thing. But maybe this is something that you keep in your truck. It's in the boot, and you've got some medical kit in here. It could be that you use it for medical kit instead. There's no reason, if you had one of their plate carriers, that you couldn't, instead of having it separate at a dangler that's attached to it, you could wear this as a waist pack, and then you can put something on the front there instead. Now behind this panel here is where the pocket is. So I've got a small multi-tool in there, and if you're a dog walker, you have to carry poo bags, and it's as simple as that, really. But for just those kind of small items, you can just drop things into there. Now this double zipped open section here, and I'm calling this the EDC pocket for now. This has a different zipper, so if you see, it's got these kind of little pulls on here. I guess if you're wanting to use these in the winter, it'll make those very easy to be able to do if you're wearing gloves. But it just makes sure that you know that you're pulling the correct pull, just in case you don't want to get something out in public, whatever kind of situation that you're in. So with here, these open up, and again, so whether you're a lefty or a righty, I carry mine across my chest that way, so I pull these down. But if you went the other way, maybe you dropped a few times as a child, I was dropped way too many times as a child, and you're left-handed, then you can swap those zips around. But in here, this is kind of the main volume of this. So at the moment, I have my mobile phone in here, it fits in no problem. This is the Pixel 10. It's just a normal version, not like the Super XL Pro, I don't know, whatever size. I've got a small kind of pouch in there. I've got a cigarette lighter. Well, actually, I've got some glasses which fit in perfectly. So on the back here, hopefully you'll be able to see, so there's more of this kind of fleece lining in there. So if you're putting your mobile phone into this, if you put it in with the fleece lining facing the back, then it'll just make sure that you're not going to get any scratches on that. Or if it is that you're doing some pew-pew activities with this, maybe you want to put some of those little boxes of freedom pellets. You could put one of those on the inside here. Now it does come with an elastic bit that you can hold magazines with, which I'll show you in the other section as well. Now on the inside, on the front, now I'm calling this the front maybe because it's the one that faces you, and this is the back because it faces me. There are also some extra little sleeve pockets in here. There's two. That's one of the ones I had a little pouch in. I've also got a fag lighter in here. I don't smoke fags, but it's always useful to have a fag lighter with you because they're just useful things to have. So that's kind of the EDC section. But then you do have this section on the back which covers this whole section here, which is designed for your CCW, for your hole puncher. Now the way that this is designed is that you have two zips. So depending on how you're going to pull this down, there is a rip tab here. Now this rip tab does come out. So for many parts of the world, they can't CCW. Here in the UK, obviously we have restrictions on that sort of stuff. So you can just completely take this out. But if it is maybe that, again, you've been dropped a few times and you're left-handed, then you can swap this around to the other side. There's a little loop on the inside. So all you have to do is push this bit through the loop. And then you have your hook and loop, so you put your hook and loop over there, and then that will hold it in place. So if you need to rip this, you've all seen these kind of tabs before, then you can rip that, pull it out, and then you've got instant access to your firearm. Now here in the UK, as I've mentioned before, access to firearms are very highly regulated. So you might be wondering, Rand, what do you carry in yours? Because I know you can't carry a firearm. Well, let me tell you, here where I am in the Kingdom of Moorlands, we are old school hardcore. so I haven't got my pistol in here. Instead, so I'd been out several times with my daughter learning to use a sling. So I've got a load of golf balls, which will just go ba-doink like that, and I've got my sling in here. This is how old school I am. So if you come and attack me whilst here in the Kingdom of the Moorlands, if it was good enough for David to take down Goliath, I'm gonna drop your ass with a sling, kind of thing. Anyway, so I have that in here at the moment, mainly because I got this set. I got this when we'd been out at the marsh, which is a local place to me. But on the inside here, so here is your front bit, here is your back bit. This is all fleece lined, so if you want to attach something on here, then you can do. Now here's the little magazine bit, which I happen to have a Mars bar with. I was going to say Snickers then for a second. Snickers is the because you're not you when you're hungry kind of thing, isn't it? But I've got a Mars bar in there, but I'm sure you can understand a 9mm magazine or 45 ACP, they should all fit in there with ease. And then they also have this in here as well. So this has been designed for your CCW holster. So rather than having a separate holster that you'll put into this, and I'll leave a link so that you can see this, how Agilite have shown how this is used. But what you'll be able to do is, so if you've got appendix carry, or whether you're carrying at 3 o'clock, then you can put that into here, undo this Velcro. Where is the bit that it undoes? It's here on the side. So you can undo this, put your holster into this, then make sure that it's down there perfectly, so that when you take your holster out of your waist belt, you can put it into this and it will fit perfectly on there. That way you're not having to have separate holsters for this. You can just take this straight off your belt, put it onto this, and then I've just removed that tab, haven't I? Well, so you pull that down, you're in, and then you're gone. Now there is one legal firearm here in the UK, but unfortunately it's just a little bit too big for this. But if you're looking at your compacts and your subcompacts, then you're certainly not going to struggle being able to get one into this. Now, as I mentioned, so here on the back you have this really nice air mesh. It has got a little bit of a texture to it, which I was a bit concerned about, especially now that it's getting to the summer. You always end up with that kind of jogger's nipple when you've got stuff rubbing against you, but I'm happy to say no issues with this whatsoever. The texture just holds it in place. I talk about this so much when it comes to crossbody bags and waist bags. Agilite have gone old school with this, and I'm so happy that they've gone old school with this, because when I talk about old school, I'm talking about old school bum bags. The straps here and here come out through the top of this, so when it's carrying weight, it stays perfect. So when you've got this on your body, I'm happy to say that when it is on, it sits perfectly against you. There's no sort of that kind of rotation where it wants to roll forward. It doesn't do that, so it's nice how it sits there. But then when you want to pull it round, then you can pull it round to the back, especially if you're not CCW now. You certainly probably won't want that at the front, or even if you want to keep it here under your armpit, then you can do. As far as the waist belt is concerned, so I've got a 46-inch chest. Let's get this all the way out. I'm going to hate having to put this back on afterwards. But I've got a 46-inch chest, and it comes down kind of to where my belly button is. So I'd say whatever chest you are, if it is that you're wanting to put this and wear it on your chest like I do, I certainly don't think that you're going to have any issues with that. Now the belt, while I struggle to get this back to where I had it, the belt itself, so this is a 50mm belt, very standard for this kind of thing, and I'd say, so the material of the belt, it's not like a seat belt webbing, it's more of your kind of standard mil-spec webbing. However, in the times that I've been carrying this, I've not found that it's been grating, it's not been kind of chafing against my neck. Haven't had any issues with that. I've had this on my chest while I've been out trying to practice my slinging as well, and with it, when you're kind of over spinning around and stuff, it doesn't wear against your neck. It's very comfortable to wear. But as I say, with the buckle on this, if you did want to, my chest's larger than my waist, but if you did want to, you could totally wear this as a bum bag, as a waist bag, whether it's on the front or the back. I've been out on a few occasions and worn this as a dedicated waist bag kind of thing, just to annoy my daughters, really. But whilst out, it just does exactly what it needs to do. Now, all in all, as far as waist bags, as far as crossbody bags go, compared to a lot of these style bags that I've had the honour to be able to make some content over in the past, Agilite have nailed it with this. This is their first bag that's like this, apart from if you were to say well, actually their dangler is kind of similar to this. It is kind of similar, but that's designed because of the bit that you got on there so that you can attach to your plate carrier. It's similar but different. Yeah, Agilite have absolutely knocked it out of the park with this. Now, I do want to say a huge thank you to Agilite for sending this my way. I'll leave some links below so that you can see more from this and more from Agilite. This is brand new out, so when I'm making this content now, it's not available. So there might be a few details, especially when it comes to the dimensions, that I've not been able to confirm. But I will leave a link to their website so that you can see, because this will be out on the day that this is released. Yeah, so I'll also leave some of my social media links below as well so that you can see more from me here on Moorlander EDC and my sister channel, Moorlander Tactical, where I look at more kind of everyday tactical stuff. I recently had the privilege to test out some Lindenhof plate carrier system. They were able to send me my kind of dream setup, and that was awesome, making some content on that, so I'll leave those links below as well. And whether you're watching this on YouTube or Rumble, as always, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC. In the volume I'm unsure of, so I'll try and see, because it's being released today. I'll edit this today. No, they don't care about that. Fuck's sake. You don't care about that, do you? You don't. Should we go a little bit further? Shall we? Should we go a little bit further back? And then I can go a little bit further back that way, can't I? Can't I? Can't I? Sounds like a proper Londoner then. Can't I? Hi, I'm the Moorlander. Oh, and I've got an itchy watch. It's very sweaty, it's very humid here today. I'm probably going to end up sweating a lot in this hat. Shall I put it on a smaller? Why am I talking to myself in the woods? I mean, I'm always talking to myself in the woods. I'm talking to you guys in the woods. But for all intents and purposes, I'm talking to myself in the woods. Okay, yeah. Hi. Oh, I've got a sweaty head. You see, today we're having a look at the Emergency Fanny pack. Let me just triple check. It is Fanny pack, isn't it? Oh, I just feel so wrong saying Fanny in that way. Fanny, it is Fanny. For many of you will know that Fanny in the UK means vagina. Australia, New Zealand, so many different places. It's only the US. And apparently, with the good people of Agilite, that Fanny means something different. Hi, I'm the Moorlander, and this is Moorlander EDC. I'm going to have to put my other hat on. Oh, God. It's not any cooler. It just shows less sweat. Start this again, shall we? Into some information about this. No, that just came across as weird. Why did I stop talking? Why did you stop talking then? You're an idiot. You shouldn't have took that gap. Fanny, 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 Fanny. Oh, so it's just Fanny. Fanny means vagina. It means vagina. Minge, clunge. Not going to say the other word. Anyway, I hope you're good. Double thumbs up. Bloody warm today as well. As you've seen, I've changed my hat twice. So yeah, love you lots. See you soon.